What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Magic Hour. I'm your host, Majid Andary, AKA MagicLeb. Please feel free to follow me on my Instagram at Fame Film Agency and click the subscribe button on my YouTube at Majid Andary. Today, we have a guest that doesn't even need to introduce herself, says Tulpa Magazine, Miss Eliza Thomas.
Yes.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Now, I had no idea that you and I, until you came in, that we went to uni together in between the years of 2001 and 3.
Yes.
Wow.
So, and I didn't realize either until I saw his graduation photo. I was like, I know that guy.
We had some of the same classes.
Yeah, we were literally in some of the same classes for film studies. And we were just reminiscing about what Flinders Uni was like back in the day.
And it was awesome back in the day. You know, I visited you. I actually went down to Flinders maybe 6-7 months ago because I was checking it out because I was looking for outdoor vending machines.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's very crucial to a film that I wanted to make, and it required an outdoor vending machine. And somebody told me in Flinders they still have them.
Okay.
So I went and I revisited the plaza. I revisited where I used to take my Spanish class.
So much has changed. Yeah.
The place where I used to smoke my shisha in the middle of the plaza.
Yep.
It's all become like stairs or steps or something.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. It used to be next to the library.
Yeah.
And I couldn't recognize it.
I went back there recently studied stuff and it's like it's completely different. But yeah, the first time I tried shisha was in the middle of the quad at uni with this guy, and it was apple. Yeah,
it was double apple at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody since me in 2001 and 2003 has ever brought a shisha to university and smoke it in the middle of the plaza.
Probably not. Well, there's only like 2 designated smoking areas now. You have to sort of sneak into the bushes behind the library.
I got pictures of it, and I'm going to be showing it on this podcast. I got pictures of me smoking. You know, the securities, the university sent security to come and make sure that we weren't smoking dope. And the security guard was an Iranian, so he knew that we weren't smoking dope, so he ended up sitting down smoking with us. I wonder what he had. I wonder if he still... we still saw him, so he didn't get fired. Thank God, you know. But
no, he would have.
You know, but it was awesome. You know, they said it to make sure that we, make sure.
It is like what I'm making sure.
And he's there just chilling out, smoking. I had one Australian guy. Never spoke to him. No, I never spoke to him. I never saw him again. He walked to me, had his shades on. He saw us smoking. He walked and he just did this.
Yeah.
And then he walked away.
Yeah, he didn't think it was shisha. He was thinking, why am I walking all the way to the forest?
So Eliza, so you got I imagine you got your degree in film and screen studies.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Wow, and then you
not
went,
useful.
And you went and got a degree in psychology.
Yes, so I have 3 bachelor's degrees, not useful ones, but fun. The reason why I got my psychology degree is because people would see my shows like Ambispectrous, so that's where I got that Tulpa review from. The journalist that wrote that review, she understood every aspect of the show completely. Like I could have put any line from that review on the poster.
Okay.
It was like where you get that golden combination of a reviewer that's like, I understand what this is. I understand every angle, and it was just, I was so fortunate in that. But yeah, they'd see me do Ambispectrous and they'd be like, oh, hey, we're doing a neurodivergent conference, and we were just wondering that if you'd like the amazing opportunity to come and work for us for free.
It's always for free, isn't it? It's always for free.
You've seen me at my job and you've gone, opportunity. And because I don't, they'd say, oh, do you want to talk at this conference? I'd love to. What's the fee? And they're like, oh, we don't pay lived experience speakers. And then I'd say, so all of the speakers are working without pay? And they'd be like, oh, no, the keynote speaker. But I was like, so what's the difference? And they'd say, well, those people have like university degrees. I'd be like, I've got an arts degree. And they'd say that doesn't count. And I'd say, fair enough. So this would go back and forth. And I had this conversation so many times. And eventually I got it out of them that to talk at a psychology conference or an autism conference or a neurodiversity conference, like the people who get paid are the people with psychology degrees. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be right back. And then I went and got one. And now I get paid to do
Okay,
conferences.
good.
And I get paid very well.
Because it is a degree that matters, unfortunately, sadly. The arts really don't pay unless you belong to the part where you're extremely talented, where your work is undeniable, and the pay is like better than almost any other degree put together should you be successful.
Yeah. But the pay is the main difference, because after the degree I changed one word in that whole 40-minute talk. I changed the word symptoms to traits. Okay. And everything else was still accurate because lived experience is the most accurate. Yeah. So, I'm not a fan of people who are like, oh, yeah, the only people getting paid are the people who don't have the thing. And if you have to live with the thing every day, then you don't get paid to talk about it. But we value your contribution. It's like, oh, so you only pay the people who read about it. Studied the theory of it, but not the people who have to live it every day. So but they can't do that anymore because I've got the piece of paper.
There you go. You got the degree that counts. Now, through your screen studies degree, then your psychology degree, and then now you're getting a degree in comedy.
No.
But you kind of steered towards comedy.
I'm a life student of comedy. Comedy was... I don't know how to say it without making it cheesy. No, I'll be cheesy. It was always my calling. Like I remember at school, year 4, like I was 9 years old and I'd just done a speech, like, you do your class talks, and mine was hilarious. And, someone came up to me and said, you should be a comedian. And I remember thinking, well, yeah, obviously, like I already knew. She was telling me something I already knew. Like I remember when I was like 5 or 6, I wanted to be a pop star. Like
a lot of us did, yeah.
Gem and the Rockets. Gem, the one with the earring. Gen X, help me out here.
Oh God.
I wanted to be a pop star, but I am tone deaf, so that was never going to be a possibility. Yeah. And then I sort of somewhere along the lines I figured out, well, what do I really want? It's like I want a stage and a microphone and an audience. So is there a way I can do this without music? And so, it's like, all right, if I tell jokes, if I get good enough at that, I can still get my stage and my audience and a crowd cheering and I can still entertain. And, so it's 6-year-old Eliza would be very happy with middle-aged Eliza. It's like life. I'm exactly where I was always supposed to be.
Cool. I wanted to be Michael Jackson, but I just couldn't dance like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But wow. So how long have you been now in the comedy game?
My go-to answer is about 10 years.
All right.
So I started in 2005.
Okay. And that's terrific.
Which is 21 years.
So we're
so about 10.
Doesn't time just freaking fly by?
Yeah, I say about 10 because it's like, well, I'm not 21 years good, but I do have some skills that, like, I'm good for 10 years. I'm not good for 21 years. Like,
but with a psychology degree, doesn't that give you like more material?
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you treated patients? Or
no. That was never the goal. I have no interest in an audience of one. Plus, I am autistic, and I do take things at face value. Like I'm too gullible. Like it would be detrimental to the client because I would believe everything they said, and it wouldn't be till later when I'll be like, hang on a minute, that didn't happen, or. So I don't think it would be suitable. Like, I don't think it would be a good idea for me to treat patients because there are other people that are better at that than me. Like, it was always to further my public speaking career, the psychology degree, and it did that straight away.
See, it's interesting you said that you have autism. Mm-hmm. I have 2 cousins that have autism, but it's very, very severe. I didn't know there were different types of levels.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of autistic person that if we went to the casino, you'd win me money in blackjack like in Rain Man?
Depends. Like, yeah. we're not supposed to say that we can count cards because, like, the casino is like a sensory nightmare. So if you want your autistic friend to count cards, like, organise a private poker night.
Fine. You know, I thought you would help a brother out there.
Like, you've got some rich friends, make a private poker night. I'll win all their money for you, but like low lighting, not too many noises. Have you seen me perform lately?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
But we're going to get to that. I've got some questions about that because I wanted to ask you, where have you performed besides Adelaide?
Besides Adelaide, Sydney, Melbourne, Perth. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Oh, still, you've been around. You've been around. That's great. Yeah. So, what is your style of comedy?
Well, it's mainly observational. I usually, every now and then I'll have a writing surge, particularly at the transition between winter and summer, because I also have seasonal affective disorder. So basically winter bad, summer good. So my energy level, and I've got lots of comorbidities. I've got narcolepsy, I got anxiety, I got a whole bunch of all invisible things that affect my life. But basically I have a lot more energy in summer than I do in winter. And the transition from spring to summer is one night. So like as winter moves into spring, my energy levels they start to get a bit better, but spring's the most frustrating because like in winter I make allowances for myself. I try and keep bookings to a minimum. I try and keep tasks to a minimum. My job in winter is to get through winter. That's all I can handle. That's all I can do. If I try and do more, I will fail, and then I will feel bad about failing a thing that I was never able to do. And I know that I can get a year's worth of stuff done in summer. So I can allow myself that time in winter. But spring, it's like going from 3% functional to 30% functional. It's like it's more, but I'm still failing, and I'll often experience more burnout in spring because I have these bursts of the summer energy, but it's not sustained, because in summer I can push myself, and if I do hit burnout, I can just have a nap, or 14-hour sleep, and then I'm good again. Whereas like in winter or spring, when I hit burnout, it can be weeks to recover, at least days. But when spring's over, there'll be one night and I'll have a writing surge, which basically just the opposite to writer's block. And I will stay up all night. I'll write for 17 hours straight. And that one night, I usually write about 40% of the next season's material, the next Fringe, all the festivals, pretty much the next year's material. Yeah, about 40% of it happens in that one night. But mostly I just, observe things, and any situation that I have strong enough feelings about, I can write about, whether it's, this brings me joy, or this is annoying. If I'm frustrated by something, anything that I'm annoyed enough about to be dwelling on, it's okay, I can write a joke about this, and I can.
Cool.
And it helps me to take the power away from the thing.
Have you done any sketch comedy?
A little bit. Wait, let me think.
Because I'm also a sketch writer. I've uploaded almost 50 sketches, and I have several that I want to talk to you about after the show. Maybe you may be interested in. I don't want to give any of the details right now. I've
written some sketches. I feel like there's a weird memory blank, because I feel like I've definitely been involved in.
I'm sure. I know you've been in film.
Yeah, but not for ages though. At least 10 years ago.
I'm no Dave Chappelle, but I'm trying to do Dave Chappelle, and it's not easy. But but some of the topics that I have are just as controversial as what Dave Chappelle did.
Yeah.
Now Dave Chappelle can get away with it because he's Dave Chappelle.
Because he's Dave. Yeah.
He can get away with that. If I was to attempt it, who am I? I might get in trouble to try to do that. But I do have some ideas that I really want to share with you before the day's end. Now, tell me about Darkness and Light. Comedy Gets Real. Okay,
that's a Kath Styles endeavour. Where did you hear about that?
On your Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have some pictures. I was doing some research on you.
That was a really beautiful show that Kath Styles put on. She also does Girls' Night, which I'll be performing at during Fringe. And it was this late night show that was storytelling. And it was this beautiful little pocket of fringe where it was comedians but telling like heartfelt stories.
Okay.
And it was just this show had like so much heart. And so Kath hasn't mentioned Darkness and Light this year.
That was part of the Fringe last year, was it not?
That was part of the Fringe last year.
Yeah, you got some good reviews here. The Funny Tone said, an incredible show, highly recommended. Yeah. The Herald Sun said, Darkness and Light is no downer. And Glass Wings, uplifting, see the show.
But yeah, it was sort of storytelling about dark times in your life, like comedians with bits that were story-based and funny, but about like a tragic event. Yes. So yeah, that was a beautiful show. I'm assuming if you've been through my Instagram, you're about to ask about my other Fringe show.
Yeah, Dead Dad's Club.
Dead Dad's Club. Our dads are dead. We talk about it.
Okay.
So that was a show. Now, what year did that start? I have a feeling it started maybe 2021.
Wow, that's going back.
Maybe even early. Like I haven't done it every year, but I think we've done it about 4 or 5 times.
So is it also like heartfelt with comedy?
Yeah. So everyone on the lineup has a dead dad. It's all, feature acts, headliner acts. Like it's all comedians with like accolades and things.
I can relate to that. I've got a dead dad.
Yeah. Oh, so I had to join the club.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I was pretty happy when I thought of that show because I was thinking, I had a bit of time and I was thinking like, I was trying to what I call like specky the problem, where I put all of my autism into the problem solving and I create the maths that is abstract, and I was trying to figure out like what are the absolute basics you need in Fringe, because like you spend so much money on so many things and you're like, how is this a $5,000 show? Like and I was like, well, what do you need? What's the bare minimum spend and what sells tickets? So I was like, well, what sells tickets are solid lineup and a solid theme. And so like I pay for, rego and a few other basics. We don't do any printed material. Our marketing budget is about $100 to $200. Usually 100, but wanted to do it, and that's just paying a graphic designer mates rates, a friend who's like very much mates rates for the show. But I really wanted to like make a rule for myself doing this show that the total amount that I pay the artist is always more than the total amount of everything else.
Okay.
So if I want to put money into marketing or something else, I have to find a way to pay the artist more. And that's for this particular project, that was something that was like important to me. And because it's a low budget show, because it's all about the material and the content and the community, once we break even, we do a profit split for the rest. So
is it a risky business though? Are you taking a risk?
Fringe is, yeah. I've never lost money on this show. I've never lost money on Fringe. One year I made $48, but I've never lost money.
But the thing is, it's not really about making money. If you can break even, you're happy, because it's really just about getting the show.
Over 40% of artists lose money on Fringe, like in the thousands. Like,
wow.
If you go to a Fringe show of someone who's not on TV, the person on stage paid more to be there than anyone in the audience.
Okay.
So keep that in mind when you're thinking, oh, these ticket prices. But...
making me think twice about entering next year's Fringe. Wow.
So, but basically, if I wanted to save money on marketing, because that's where a lot of my expenses were going, like printing flyers, posters, all the marketing, I wanted to like figure out a niche audience, like a niche show that once you've heard the title, you know if you're going or not. So when you hear Dead Dad's Club, you either go, okay, weird, or you're like, yes, that's for me. So the people who want to go to the show, they don't need a flyer to remind them. The people who don't want to go to the show, a flyer won't convince them. And it's, we do very little. Most of our online marketing is just telling people not to come if they're not part of our audience. Like, if your dad's not dead, this show isn't for you yet.
But what about those?
It will be.
What about those traumatic children who hate their parents and they want to see their dad dead? Would that be a good?
That's the thing. It's like, if your dad's not biologically dead but dead to you, not the same. Can I swear?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Cool. Because it's like, if your dad's still alive but an asshole, you've still got time to tell him to fuck off.
There you go.
That's your homework. Tell him to fuck off for me, because my dad was a brilliant man, and it is not okay that my dad's dead and your arsehole of a sperm donor isn't.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Tell him Eliza said fuck off.
Yeah, that's it. That is cool. I like that. I like that. The title got me right away. Dead. I got a dead dad.
Yeah.
You know, I want to know more about this kind of thing.
Like you considered it. Like you would have gone, I might check that out. Like,
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah. It's people either go, unresolved trauma, I'm not really ready, or and there's one group of people that like comes back every year in a group, and
I'm just trying to figure out how to make my dead dad life funny. It's going to be tough because I like a challenge, and my dad was killed in '83 in an Israeli airstrike. So,
hilarious!
Isn't that historical? Now I know there's something in there. I know there's something in there. I know I can spin that and make it funny. Maybe he was occupying the wrong space or something. I'm not sure, but I'm sure there was something there that it can make it funny.
That's it's difficult to make hilarious. But
that's a challenge. I'm liking this project already. I'm thinking about it during this podcast, and I shouldn't be doing that right now because I want to put all my focus on you.
Come on, brain. I want
to put all my focus on you. And women keep telling me I'm not attentive and I don't pay attention. So what? Yeah. Huh? Okay. Now, here's something interesting that I read about you. You were also part of the South Australian Pride Award. You were nominated for Event of the Year for Singing in the Pain.
Yes. I was like, was I? Yes, Singing in the Pain.
What's that all about?
Dana Devine. Oh, it's a brilliant show. I super love being a part of that show and a part of that troupe. It is, so Dana Devine, they had a dream where they were performing, and because they've got a lot of comorbidities and they were in so much pain, and they were like pushing, and they basically like destroyed themselves to do this gig in the dream, and in the dream the show was called Singing in the Pain. I think I'm remembering how it came about correctly.
Was the same kind of melody as Singing in the Rain, or?
Well, that's not in the show, but it's basically all of the cast is people with lived experience with either chronic illness or disability.
Oh, wow.
And it's all their own story. So it's very clear, they make it very clear that, like, when I get up and talk about being autistic, I'm not the president of autism. I'm not people thank me for the representation, but I'm representing myself. It's like, this is my lived experience. I'm telling you my story. Because the disabled community is a group that is often spoken over and spoken for. So it's really important to have a show where these are people speaking for themselves about their own experience, and they're creating art around this, and it's such a beautiful show. Like, it's so well put together, it's so well produced. Dana Devine does an amazing job, and just even like the green room's different. It's people helping each other out, because if someone's got one arm, then someone else needs to zip up the thing, or if someone needs help, like everyone's helping each other out, and everyone is really supportive of each other, and just doing what they can. And like over the course of the season, like you can see it's starting to take its toll on people. Like you see people, like, they get off stage and they literally can't walk. They put everything out on stage. People with like chronic pain conditions, they go on stage, they do this amazing performance, and then they get off, and sometimes they need a walking aid to get back on stage for the curtain call because they've just put everything out there, and they because it's produced by someone who has that lived experience, they do allow for it, because there's so many things that are for disabled people and no one organising it has ever considered disability as a factor before. Like, oh, do you have ADHD? Do you have trouble concentrating on things? Fill out this 54-page form and we'll be able to help you. It's like, say that again slowly. Like, so if like I'm having a panic attack about something, like there was one time where my brain does this thing every now and then where it's like, oh, reading, no, we don't know how to do that. We've never done that before. It's like, I know I can read. I have 3 university degrees, but sometimes my brain just cannot, like, I have to really concentrate on every word, and by the time I finish the sentence, I've forgotten the other words. And there was this contract, and because I'm autistic, I couldn't just sign to say that I've read it if I hadn't read it, which most people probably would do. So I needed to read it, but also my brain was like, my eyes just weren't focusing that day. And then I realized, I'll just like message Jackie. I think I was able to get a text message out saying like, brain, no read today. Could you please talk me through the contract? And they're like, yeah, cool. Like, and then I think they must have like called me. Somehow they got in contact with me to just explain, well, the bits that apply to you are this and this, like just reiterating that it does have to be about your spot does have to be about your lived experience with a disability or chronic illness. Like most they were saying like most of the stuff applies to the like burlesque acts where you've got a lot of props and things, and how that's dealt with, and it's generally with the bigger shows there's it's called a don't be a dick contract, but yeah, like they were just like, yeah, no worries, I'll go through it with you and I'll explain it clearly and you don't have to panic. And there was someone else who just hit the wall one day, and they were just like, I don't think I can do tonight's show, I think I need to rest. And they were like, yep, that's fine, like I have a contingency plan for that, I have people on standby to cover that. Like they make contingency plans and they figure out, like, okay, well, we'll allow for burnout and we'll allow for this, and they just cover every aspect so thoroughly of what they can do to make a disabled performer comfortable and able to do their bit in the best way possible. Like it's a brilliant show. I could talk about it forever. It's a very empowering show, and like it's an emotional roller coaster. Like Dana Devine knows how to do a lineup, so it's like, oh, here's this like really pretty like fan dance. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Classic relays. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, so classic, so beautiful. And now here's a comedian to lull you into a false sense of security. And this one's a bit political. This one's a little bit confronting. Okay, now we get a break. Okay, cool, we get a break. All right, you're back from the break. Now you're gonna cry, like tears. Finish with something empowering, like the last act is always like really, empowering and uplifting. So you go through that,
well, that's great.
So Singing the Pain won't be Fringe 2026, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably come back in 27, maybe 28. But when it does come back, I absolutely recommend it. It is a brilliant show.
No, it sounds like a brilliant show. How do you feel about offensive comedy?
Well, I mean, it depends what it is. Like, it's like sometimes it just seems like an excuse to be a twat. Like, comedy is meant to be for the entertainment of an audience. If the audience doesn't like it, go be a beatnik poet. Like, go.
No, what I mean is like there's offensive comedy has been around for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think the person who probably introduced offensive comedy to us was probably Richard Pryor, if I can think that far back. You know, or maybe even George Carlin during those times.
Yeah, I think that the punchline needs to be good enough that the audience will forget they were offended in the setup.
Yeah, like Now, do you feel maybe like in those days, people were more open than they are today?
Oh, that's interesting. Well,
you know, let me just try to paint you a picture. Now, I want to try to paint you a picture. In the 70s, we had shows like black shows like Sanford and Son. We had Good Times, Different Strokes, The Jeffersons, one of my favorites. And in those days, they would allow racial slurs like the N-word to be said.
Wow.
Now, that can't be done today.
Yeah.
You know, the closest thing I've seen to a racial slur in our generation was an episode of Family Matters, Steve Urkel. Yep. Yeah, where the student wanted to bring black education to school for like a month, like a Black History Month, and somebody wrote on her locker the N-word, you know, but it wasn't said. But it was there to teach us, okay, that's what they're thinking. But in the 70s, they would say it without impunity.
They just
you know,
say it.
And you would hear the crowd bursting in laughter.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
and what I'm saying is, I think, you know, it's not that comedy evolved. I feel like the people evolved and the comedy had to evolve with the people. Or is it the other way around? I'm still trying to figure that out.
I do have some opinions on this. Like, firstly, with the slur thing, it's like, as an autistic person, there are so many social norms that I don't understand. The rules for slurs are really clear-cut. If the slur applies to you, you can use it.
Yeah.
If it applies to someone who's not you, you can't. It's very clean.
No, it is.
It's a clear rule, and I have seen people try and use that in like local stand-up comedy. There was one person, it was their first night at the Crank. You know when it's someone's first night, everyone's like, yeah, we'll get behind you. And they finished their set on a joke that was a play on words with a slur and also a sexual predator joke, just mushing all the stuff. And that's how they finished. And I love the Crank audience, because the Crank audience will give anyone a go. Like, the people drinking on a Tuesday night, they're like, we're up for weird stuff. Like, one of their favourite acts is Rowan Harry doing Cat, which is Rowan Harry meowing to memory from Cats. That's the whole act, and it gets really into it, and they freaking love it. And it was the first time I'd ever seen the Crank audience go silent, like nothing. Not a groan, not a gasp, just like, you get nothing for that. And I was just like, wow. Respect, like, because why do you need to be using slurs? Like, you know, like I said, if it applies to you, like, and I think with any sort of controversial topic, like, where is the balance of power? If it's your story, you get to tell it. So if your family used to be slaves, you can do slave joke. If your family used to own slaves, steer clear of that topic. That's not for you. Yeah. Like, and unless it's an apology, like, you know.
Oh, but they can make it funny. They can make it fun. There was an episode of Mad TV where they were doing a Family Feud thing, and they were saying, what is something that's been abolished? And one of them said slavery. And then the host goes, okay, don't act like we don't miss it. Can I see slavery? So like that was a very risky line. But at the end you can just tell it's all for fun. Like even Family Guy did that where one neighbor is cleaning his lawn and the other neighbor is not cleaning his lawn, and he's saying, listen, I want to talk to you about your lawn. Yeah, I used to have a guy for that, you dick, because that was Abraham Lincoln that took the slave, you know.
Gosh.
You know, but you know, you can there is room for it in terms of how you want to approach it.
But like, if someone's new to comedy, like one of the things that we talked about, the award-winning course that we did, because there was this rival course that just taught awful practice, and we were always complaining about this particular course that taught awful things, and then we were like, we can't keep complaining about it, we have to provide an alternative. Yeah. So we did, and we won an award. But one of the things was, if it's a controversial topic, like don't do material on a controversial topic until you understand why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Once you understand why you shouldn't, go for it. Once you understand, and like if it applies to you, if it's your story, you can do that, but make sure the audience knows it's your story. So,
But a lot of people just make up stories for comedy
and
purposes.
That's fine to extent as well. But like there was one student who was Indigenous, but he didn't immediately present as Indigenous. So we were like, if you are going to do Indigenous jokes, that is absolutely your right to do. You need to make sure from the start that the audience knows that you are, because like his light-skinned Indigenous, if he just gets up there and starts, making jokes, Indigenous jokes, people are like, people are going to be uncomfortable. Whereas if he starts out with, my name's so-and-so, I come from this land, like my background, and make it clear from the start that this is your story, then the audience will be like, oh, okay, cool. He's allowed to say it because he's explained that. So, yeah, I feel like, if it's someone else's struggle and you're making fun of it, don't. Write your own stuff. Like, it's nothing happened in your life that you need to, like, hitch a ride on someone else's struggle.
Yeah. Okay, now, Eliza, we have entered the what I like to call the existential part of the
good
show.
Stuff.
And as a psychologist,
a
person who's got a degree in psychologist.
I'm not a psychologist.
But as a person who's got a degree in psychology, you might appreciate some existential questions here.
Okay.
Now, do you think comedy is a cry for help or just a really well-lit coping mechanism?
Yes.
Coping mechanism?
Yeah, no, both. No, I don't think it's necessarily. I think it is often a cry for help. It's often, I think it's probably not a good coping mechanism. It's often it's like, well, I can't afford therapy, so this is what I do. No one became a comedian because they had a great time in high school. Like, comedians are damaged.
A lot of comedians are damaged, definitely.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. Name one who isn't.
Eddie Murphy. He didn't come from a broken home. He was always a funny kid in school. They had tough times, like, parents arguing and stuff like that. But then again, who didn't?
Yeah.
But, it wasn't tragic like, say,
everyone else.
Jim Carrey, whose father lost a job. They were living in tents. They were living, and his father was convincing his children, we're just camping, but they lost their house. Like a tough upbringing like that. Richard Pryor, he was raised in a whorehouse. His grandmother was she controlled the prostitutes.
He probably had a less traumatic childhood than a lot of comedians.
When
aunties would have taken
when you're 6-7 years old and you're bringing drinks to dudes that are banging all these chicks. I mean,
I forgot about the dudes. It's a house
you're gonna
full of women. I forgot about the clients.
Yeah, that's gonna traumatize you.
But it's an interesting thing. Like, every now and then you'll see a comedian talking about when they start doing therapy and start, like, dealing with their trauma and stuff. They'll often experience like writer's block. Mm-hmm. And my theory, this is speculation. There's no, this is speculation. Yeah. My theory is that your subconscious is like, oh no, it's okay. We found that healthier way to process our trauma. We don't need to do this anymore. We don't need to make everything funny to take the edge off. We have like a professional that helps us do the work. So yeah, we're good. But there's one comedian who say she was talking to her psychologist about, since I started therapy, I've been having this writer's block, and her therapist was like, I do have a list of things that I thought might be funny that you've mentioned that, and she's like, yeah, give me. And then she went through all the things. She's like, this is good stuff. It's like, you found the loophole. Get your psychologist to say things, to tell you things, to start that, the writing, to get rid of the writer's block. But yeah, it's, not the healthiest coping mechanism, but not the unhealthiest coping mechanism.
No, of course there are. There are always other ways to vent out.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you can laugh about something, it does take the power away from the something.
Well, I'm going to skip the second one and go to this third one because of what you said might relate more to this question. Is happiness the enemy of comedy?
I don't think so.
We were talking about great comedians with troubled past. Damage.
Yeah, I always write better stuff in summer. I write better when I'm happy. I mean, I know that a lot of it, sometimes I'm writing about but it's like where you can't get out of bed and you can't, like, yeah, some people can put it into the writing and some people need to be that tortured artist and stuff, but I feel like there's plenty of comedians who've turned their life around, who were like off the rails in their 20s or whatever, and over the course of their life they've settled down, they've turned their life around, they've made some healthy choices and they're thriving in comedy. Like, you know, people who've like sobered up or just changed lifestyle for the better, to be healthier and stuff in whatever way. People who've done the work with physically and with like psychologists and stuff, people who are in a better place. And I feel like there'd be just as many examples of people who got better at comedy once they got their lives together as people who, you know, need to be tortured artists, need the tragedy. So yeah, mixed bag. I don't think happiness is the enemy of comedy.
Okay, and one final existential question before we get to some fun stuff. If comedy disappeared tomorrow, who would you be?
Disappeared? Who would I be? What would I do with it? I'm not sure if I'd bother sticking around, to be honest. Okay, in this scenario, do I need money to survive, or is it like a socialist situation where whatever job you want to do, you can just sort of do and your needs are met? Like if I had money, or
life is still normal. Life is still normal, but you know, just comedy is like probably no more.
Yeah, if I could find a way to do crafts and painting.
Yeah, we need something, don't we? Yeah. We need something in the art to get us through. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of. I saw the show, the series, the Studio. By Seth MacFarlane. He stars in it and he's producing everything like that. There was one episode where he's dating a doctor and they're at a fundraiser and they're trying to raise money for the medicine or the hospital, stuff like that. And they're having a debate that what is a more important profession, helping people like being a doctor or being in the performing arts. And the guy with the performing arts...
Doctor, I'm going to go doctor.
But they were saying that the art doesn't provide the world with what the doctors can provide. But they're saying, but most of the stuff that you get paid for come from the art. There's more money to be made from the art. Yeah. If it wasn't for the art, they wouldn't know a doctor's story. Yeah. And
people are less inclined to go to the doctor if they don't have a reason to live. You know, like, the arts provide a reason to keep going. The arts provide hope. Like... But when COVID happened,
it was the art. I think arts have saved our lives in a way. It soothes the soul. It feeds the soul.
It's that's what got us through COVID lockdown. It's what gets you through life. Other career option for me if comedy doesn't exist, mukbang. I think.
Okay.
Getting just paid to eat messily.
Now let's get to something fun here. Now, if you could do your comedy, Eliza, for any audience in history, which time period would you choose?
In the scenario, can I speak any language? We assume I can speak the language of the Amazonians.
What an answer!
I reckon the after party would be lit. Yeah,
that is a very original answer. I like it. So you'll be an Amazonian woman, doing a comedy night in the jungle or wherever they live, Amazonia.
The Amazon jungle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say something that maybe you might be familiar with. Schnoo schnoo?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought you might understand that. Okay, cool. Yeah. For those who don't watch Futurama.
We go one in once a year, whatever.
Okay.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. I don't even know what year that is. But I want to believe that.
Okay, I love that answer. So far, that's my favorite answer of everyone I've asked that question. Now, which historical figure do you think would make a good comedian?
Bob Hawke.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he looks funny enough. I remember those puppet show they used to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with all the Keaton and Bob Hawke and all these other politicians, and it was hysterical. As a kid, I was just laughing at the way the puppets were.
Yeah.
I had no idea what they were talking about until I was old enough to understand.
I was thinking about the rubber puppets the other day because I feel like there's not a lot these days that where kids get to view politics and to know what's happening in politics. Like as a 10-year-old, I knew what was being talked about in politics because the rubber puppets were making jokes about it. So I think I had a better understanding of what was being voted on and what was being what royal commissions were happening. And I know that Paul Keating has a clock collection, but it's interesting that I feel like we were sort of being like passively educated in politics, and we had in a way that most of the jokes would go over kids' heads, but so it was fine. Like they're not being exposed to anything too harsh, but just keeping sort of kids in the loop, like knowing who your prime minister is, knowing who the treasurer is, like knowing what issues are happening. But I feel like Bob Hawke, because he's got that Aussie
and he's so serious.
He's serious, but he's straightforward. And he's like, what did he say? He unofficially gave everyone the day off after we won the America's Cup.
America's Cup.
Yeah, it's a big sailing event. Australia too, with their wind keel.
The prize is called the America's Cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said if anyone fires someone for calling in sick to work tomorrow, they're a bloody idiot or something. Like it was just, he basically said everyone's got the day off tomorrow, and everyone just sort of went, yeah, it's fine.
Well, that was very nice of him if you think about it.
But because he's got that hard Aussie bloke thing, but also he wasn't explicitly sexist or racist or whatnot. He did some important things.
You think he would kill it on stage?
Yeah, not whilst he was prime minister, retired, where he can say stuff that he can't say as an elected official, but just opinion stuff.
I think many politicians would make great comedians because they know so much.
He'd be good on a panel show.
Yeah.
Maybe Bob Hawke or... That's right. That's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, stick with Bob. We have entered the wrong answers only.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know if you've ever played this game.
Awesome.
And no, you don't get a pie to the face if you give the right answer. Some people do that. If you get the answer correctly, they'll smack you with a pie. And we're not going to do that. So I'm going to ask you questions, and you're going to give me the wrong answers only. I have a few. We'll start with a very basic one, just to get the creative juices going before we get to the real fun ones. What is Australia's national animal?
Penguin.
What was World War...
Giant penguin.
Okay, nice.
Like the size of a house.
Yeah.
Sorry, big penguin. It's big Australian. Big. Yeah. I might take a couple of goes with the answers.
That's fine. I'm going to leave some leadway after my next question. Yeah. What was World War II really about?
Biscuits.
Which country had the better biscuits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, don't ask me, ask the Anzacs.
No, I prefer the German ones, but yeah.
That was an Anzac biscuit, Joe.
I know, I got you.
Yeah.
How did the Titanic really sink?
Downwards. Oh, no, wait. That's true. It got hit by the audacity of the upper class. No, I can do better than that. Today, saved because fireball. Do.
I like these questions because it really makes you think.
Yeah,
it really makes you think. It really tickles your creative mind.
Yeah.
Okay. We've only got two more. I was gonna say they let a female drive the ship.
Ooh,
yeah, I know it's sexist, but
Yeah, but maybe if they did, it wouldn't have sank.
I know. I could do better than that too, but no. Had Romeo and Juliet lived, how do you think their lives would have turned out?
They probably would have broken up a week later. Romeo was a massive fuckboy. Do you remember how that play started? Oh, Rosaline, oh, she is the sun. Oh, I would never love again. 5 minutes later, oh, Julia. Like, it's just like, he's such a like serial monogamist or like.
I always thought Romeo and Juliet was the greatest love story of all time because they both died.
Yeah.
They never lived long enough to resent and hate each other.
Yeah, they died because of a miscommunication.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a note.
But you know, like
you're gonna kill yourself over someone. Get the facts right first.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen so many couples deeply in love. They look like they were gonna be forever, and time just catches up to them. Okay, now, final one. What was Bruce Lee famous for?
Fresh produce.
Yes, that's exactly what he was famous for. No wonder he stayed so fit. And that probably gave him the inspiration for the 1-inch punch.
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine the commercial for that? If you want to do this 1-inch punch, just drink this straight punch. It's only 1 inch away.
It's just like,
Oh, that would have been.
Sold cut up fruit.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
The real fruit ninja. Bruce Lee. Okay. And now, Eliza, I want to ask you a series. I like to finish all of my podcasts in the way that American writer / actor James Lipton finished him.
Okay.
You know who James Lipton was?
No.
That's okay, doesn't matter. He used to have a show called Inside the Actor's Studio, and he would always end his interviews with the following 10 questions.
Sounds familiar, but...
Yeah. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Short answers only. You don't need to elaborate because it's like a questionnaire. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite word?
Terminological inexactitude, a term, because it's really long.
Wow, is that like
It means liar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What is your...
4-letter word can be made into a 15-letter word. I think 15. No, more than that. Anyway. Yeah.
So the liar knows how to lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, also, new favourite word, gruntled. It's a real word. You know how you can be disgruntled?
Yeah.
You can absolutely also be gruntled.
I like that.
It's the opposite of disgruntled.
I never heard of it.
I was gruntled when I found out about that.
Cool. What is your least favourite word?
Least favourite word? One that I hate the use of is the word just.
Just, yeah.
Can you just... It immediately is like, I want to minimise your struggle. I want to minimise your, like... Oh, are you finding it hard to do this? Oh, just do it quickly. Or can you just do this real quick? And it's like, it's always like, I'm asking you for a favour, but I don't want to admit that it's a favour.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
What turns you on?
Competence.
Okay.
Flattery. Non-physically related flattery. So flattery that's not related to anything about how I look, like flattery that's related to my personality. People who, like, someone's like, oh, you're so smart. I'll believe them. Like, I even if I hadn't said anything smart, I'd just be like,
okay.
Yeah, okay, I want to believe that, so I will. And communication.
Mm-hmm.
Because, if you've got communication, then it will work in the bedroom. Like, whatever styles you started, differences in experience you started with, if you've got communication, you can work. You can make it work.
So what turns you off?
Lack of communication and entitlement.
Yeah, entitlement.
Audacity.
Yes, that's a good answer. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck's sake. FUX. AKE.
Okay.
Because I could write it in posts without worrying about if it'll get flagged for swear words. And I know that I'm not saying a swear because sometimes I don't like to swear, but everyone knows what that means.
Yeah. I've been spelling it with a PHUCK.
Ooh,
You know,
that's a good one,
but still, I think they're catching on to that now. What sound or noise do you love?
I love like the sound of like scratching on textures. Like if there's like a piece of packaging or something that's like cardboard with bumps, I love to just listen to my nails like ASMR. Like I love
what an original sound.
Yeah, I pick up. Whenever I get something out of a box, and do my little. I'm pretending to be a YouTube ASMR that I'm like. But it's just for me. There's no audience.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's me doing my own little ASMR.
No, that's very creative. You created a sound for yourself.
Yeah.
What sound of noise do you hate?
Clanging noises, like metal clanging or plates clanging.
So you must hate sword fighters and Greek weddings.
Sword fighting's okay. I think it's probably more the plates clanging. Like if I'm at like a family function or something, and like we're all like cleaning up afterwards, like I need to be the one stacking the plates. Like I'll volunteer for the job that involves that task because it's okay if I know if I'm ready for the sound because I'm making the sound. So if I'm making the sound, I can handle it. But if that sound is occurring near me, can't do it.
Okay. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Well, I am starting classes for Auslan, so that'll take many, many, many years. But eventually, I want to get to the point where I can do like interpreting for shows.
Okay. What profession would you not like to do?
Customer service again. I'm not going back there. You can't make me go back.
No. I've done that. I think we all had our traumas with customer service. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hello. Took you long enough.
Okay, I like that. Took you long enough. That's good. That's good. Well, one of my favorite answers from a guest, Mo Dang, he said, "You're not supposed to be here yet." It's like you're late. Something like that. Oh wow, that's good. But speaking of customer service, when I worked at a gas station, I used to work at Caltex during my uni days. My very first customer, when I had my first solo night after training, was a man with a bloodied face. He would walk in, he was holding it like that, and he goes, "Dude, where's your bathroom?" He wasn't a customer, he was just kind of guy who walked into the store. And I said, go to the bathroom over there. So he goes to the bathroom, and then he walks out, goes, "Thanks, mate." And then, because I'm supposed to clean the bathroom as part of my shift, and blood everywhere.
Oh, come on.
Blood
So he
everywhere.
cleaned himself up
No, he cleaned blood everywhere.
No.
On the sink, on the floor, parts of the toilet, fingerprinted blood everywhere.
Nah,
and our boss said to us, clean the bathrooms, but if it gets too dirty, we'll have a professional say. So I put an out of order sign on it. And that was my first customer who didn't buy anything that bloodied up my toilet.
If that happens, like once you cleaned up, you go, "Oh, look, sorry. Like, do you have any cleaning supplies?
No.
It's a bit of a mess."
Oh, this was in Salisbury.
Yeah, but you don't just leave it like that.
Nah, he left it like that.
If you accidentally make a mess, you go, "I am so sorry."
No, he cleaned himself up, but it was
if he was able to clean himself up, he was able to.
No. Why would he care?
And the fact that it was on more surfaces than just the sink. Like
no, it was everywhere. It's like he used the toilet as well because there were fingerprints around the flusher and of blood everywhere.
Yeah,
stains,
that's heaps not okay.
But this guy was really bloody. I mean, I cleaned the spots of blood on the way to the bathroom because this guy was like, I don't know what he had been through.
Yeah,
he got his ass kicked that night. And it's crazy, or maybe I don't know, or I don't know, or maybe his mother got pissed off at him or something, and she slapped him around a little bit.
But I feel like if he had
happened.
the competence to clean himself up, he had the competence to tidy up after him. Like, there's the toilet there. You have toilet, but just put it all in the toilet. Like, wipe everything down, put it all in the toilet, and flush it. Like
it wasn't even an attempt.
Like there was no attempt. Yeah.
No.
Oh my goodness.
So if you ever work in a gas station, prepare for that to happen.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah. So Eliza, thanks for joining me.
No worries. Oh, can I just say so Dead Dad's Club 6th to the 8th of Fringe at Venue on Hindley. It's a new venue this year, and I'm so excited about this venue. The guy who owns it, Joseph, he literally spent 4 years designing and renovating this venue and just really focusing on every detail, and it shows. You walk in and you're like, oh, you could do this here, you could do that here, you could it's such a versatile venue, and it's not cluttered, it's classy, and it's just beautiful. So yeah, absolutely recommend checking out Venue on Hindley Street, aka Angela's Kitchen. And we'll
have the details on the screen.
Yes, if you could, and because I could probably just do a little teaser that there might be more happening after Fringe.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Yes. Yes, this is the first time.
I'm actually gonna put this as a small ad because this episode is not supposed to appear on the 17th of February.
Not supposed to?
No, it'll air on the 17th.
Oh, it is supposed to. Yeah. I was like, what?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Like, oh, no,
I'll definitely put that as a teaser beforehand. Yeah. Be sure to check out Eliza's Instagram page.
There's not much on it. Probably just come to the show.
But you can always harass her in the messaging and tag her. And please follow me on my Instagram at Fame Film Agency, and click and subscribe to my YouTube at Majid Andary. And thanks for joining us. And until next time, peace out.
Good night.
I'm broke, bitch.